Salute, salute, salute. So the title of this video, Easy Work Boxing reneges on his statement that Devin Haney is going to demolish and destroy Vasily Lomachenko, similar to the way Floyd Money Mayweather, our pretty boy Floyd, destroyed Arturo Gatti. Easy Work Boxing, and the YouTuber, Alabama boy, go check him out, go subscribe. He got Easy Work Boxing and Easy Work Entertainment, you know what I'm saying? And he's been doing his thing for a while, and I've been subscribed and tuned into him for a while. He's a brother that I disagree with him on a regular basis. But when I do agree with him, you know what I'm saying, we stand in agreement, you know what I'm saying, 100, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of times I disagree with him, but I enjoy his content nevertheless, always the more, right? But he was talking about Devin Haney versus Lomachenko, and he kept saying that this was going to be Devin Haney's Floyd Money Mayweather moment against Arturo Gatti. And he might be right, but just recently he did a video where he reneged on that. I think he said he had just finished watching Haney versus Jojo Diaz, and he was comparing that, watching Lomachenko versus Jermaine Ortiz. And then he talked about some of the glaring, not to say deficiencies, but just to see some of the, you know what I'm saying, advantages and disadvantages between the two fighters. Some of the things that Lomachenko does well versus some of the things that Devin Haney does well, and vice versa. Some of the things that Devin Haney still needs to work on and improve, and some of the, you know, the errors and mistakes that Lomachenko has made in the past in some of his fights. But when he used to say, because he said he don't think that no more, he says he thinks that, you know, it's going to be a tougher fight. And I'm like, you know, finally, I agree with this dude when it comes to this conversation, because first of all, I would always think to myself, if Devin Haney was going to ever have a Floyd Money Mayweather versus Arturo Gatti moment, it would have been against Yuriorkis Gamboa, because Gamboa had been battle worn, knocked down and knocked out multiple times. And even before he had been knocked out multiple times, he was always getting knocked down in fights. So we know how Floyd Money Mayweather did Arturo Gatti. He destroyed him. You know what I'm saying? Arturo Gatti never even knew what hit him. Literally. He never knew. He just had no clue. He was talking shit about, you know what I'm saying, Money Mayweather, or pretty boy Floyd, was just a big mouth and had never faced against somebody that was powerful like him. And he went in there. Floyd had a chip on his shoulder. He had a point to prove, and he just busted Arturo Gatti up. And it's almost one of the most hardest but most like satisfying fights to watch and rewatch over the years since I've been growing up and watching boxing. It's just one of those fights where it's like sometimes you forget how brutal that fight was, and how it was just a one-sided beatdown. Period. It was malicious. It was ugly. And the skill set of Devin Haney in comparison to Floyd Money Mayweather, if he ever would have had an opportunity to beat down an old school guy like that, it would have been against Yuriorkis Gamboa, not against Vasily High-Tech Lomachenko, the Matrix. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Devin Haney beats down Lomachenko the way Floyd Money Mayweather beat down Arturo Gatti, I'd never be able to look at Devin Haney the same again. I was like, man, I was completely wrong on this dude. Because when I watch Devin Haney, I see a great fighter. But at the same time, like Lomachenko just said, no Floyd Money Mayweather. And not to say that Floyd is just the end all be all, or the best of the best of the best. It's just that it's still certain things and certain mistakes that you would never see Mayweather make that I've seen Haney make. And maybe he's improved a little bit, but it's hard to say because I got to look at his competition as well and who he had the ability to make improvements against. It's kind of like, I kind of look at this like Lomachenko, either he's going to be able to expose and exploit Devin Haney, or he's going to bring out the best of Devin Haney, and I'm going to see another dimension of Devin Haney that I haven't seen yet, that's going to show that he still has more greatness inside of him to keep on conquering and keep on improving. Because Devin Haney is a great boxer. He's tough, young, decent feet, great jab, great at controlling the distance. He got decent mobility, decent defense. Everything he does, he kind of does well. But I have seen, room for improvement, of course, with any boxer. But with him, I've seen room for improvement based on the comparison of him and Floyd and stuff like that, where I say some of the things he do is still just so it's just something. I just always had a little issue with Devin Haney as far as some of his weaknesses, some of his vulnerability, some of his footwork, or some of his defense flaws, where he would have his hands down and try to rely on his reflexes, and his reflexes to me were lagging to where he would still get caught with punches he shouldn't get. Some of his inside fighting, some of his obsessive holding, some of his slap punches, some of him not hooking off the jab, some of his lack of powers. And I hate hearing all this when he get his grown man strength. I'm like, I don't know nothing about that. To me, yeah, when you turn into a grown man, you do get a different type of a strength. But in my experience, either you're strong or you're not strong. Usually when you're strong, you be a strong little kid. Like when you cocky and you a little kid and you're stronger than the rest of the other kids. And then as you get older and older, you get stronger and stronger. Then you always been stronger than other people around you. That's just my experience. You be strong or you not strong. People that's kind of weak, or people that just ain't never had certain balance or certain abilities to do flips. Like some people could just do backflips from birth. They just jump out the doing backflips. And some people can't just jump out doing backflips. You can improve power just like you can improve every little thing. But to me, if you're not God-given power, then your improvements in power is going to be different increments versus somebody that has power is just going to have power, and it'll be the last thing that go. So I got tired of hearing that, when he get his grown man strength. I'm like, when is he going to get his grown man strength? But the thing is, Devin Haney should still be improving, and Lomachenko should start to be declining. And they should be meeting at a point where Devin Haney should be able to edge out Lomachenko. But it ain't gonna be no easy fight. Lomachenko still, even on his decline, to me, he still causes trouble for Devin Haney. So we just have to see who's going to be the best man and let the best man win. I might make a whole video fight prediction because people don't know who I'm picking based off some of the comments that I'm getting. I'm not just saying I'm picking Devin Haney. I say I root for Devin Haney because I want Devin Haney to win. But also, if he loses, I want him to just improve from his loss. Some of the things I hear from his father, Bill Haney, I respect Bill Haney and how far he's brought his son in the game and just in life in general. But sometimes even Bill Haney makes me say, some of this stuff I disagree with. Some of it almost seems like a little bit of, I don't want to say overconfident or over promotion. It's there's still something about Bill Haney and Devin Haney. There's something about Bill Haney that makes me feel like, not that they need to be humble. I really, really respect Bill Haney. But at the same time, sometimes I listen to him talk when he does different interviews, and I feel like he gets kind of caught up in drinking his own Kool-Aid, or drinking the Kool-Aid, and not being, not to say humble, but just a little overinflated posturing and his big talking. And then it's like, okay, look, man, you a fast talker, but sometimes I would like for you to just really, really slow down and be wise with the words that you use, because you writing checks that your son ass gotta cash. And when he don't cash that check, it's just not gonna be a good look, versus if you talking a little bit more of a, you know what I'm saying? Not to say you should ever talk like you just feel like your son is gonna lose. You know what I mean? But stop acting like your son is just like, you know what I'm saying, something that he's not. Just talk about him for what he is, because for what he is and what he will be potentially is great enough. But then when he started making, like, I watched a video and Bill Haney was talking about tanking, like, don't make me put my son on you. And I'm like, man, look, I know people say power don't make everything in boxing, and Devin Haney is dangerous. He a dangerous man. But right now, I still got Gervonta Tank Davis knocking out Devin Haney, hypothetically. And I don't say Devin Haney or Bill Haney should be talking like that. Bill Haney should not be talking like that. But still, like, to me, Bill Haney, whatever, being an antagonist or being I don't know, like the heel or playing the villain or whatever he is, the mouthpiece, whatever he is, and he's talking shit to Bernard Hopkins, and he's talking shit to Calvin Ford, and he's talking shit to Tank, and he have a lot of issues with a lot of people. But sometimes I don't see him having issues with, but I'm like, I ain't never seen him have an issue with this person, though. I ain't never seen him have an issue with this person. And I see, you know, I see you talking real crazy about Tank, but then I see when, like, the Southpaw, whatever that dude name is, Southpaw, whatever, 73 or whatever, can talk real reckless about Devin Haney, and Bill Haney energy was just a little different. So it's like, it's just kind of weird to me. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I respect him, and I really respect what he does as a father and what he's doing with his son's career and everything like that. But it's still just something about it where I feel like they overstep. I don't want to say that. I hate to use words, and not that they overstep their bounds, because it shouldn't be no limits. It's just, I don't know. Sometimes it seems a little contradictory the way he talks. You know what I'm saying? Like, it seems a little too contradictory, or too not hypocritical, but just a little too, you know, just not synchronized. Sometimes what he's saying versus what they doing, it just isn't meshing well. But he the champion, he the undisputed champion. He beat Kambosos. Kambosos wasn't just no easy fight, even though he wasn't the man. And Teofimo Lopez laid that up to him. Teofimo Lopez just gave away that damn fight. But Teofimo Lopez did beat Lomachenko. So this kind of brings it all together. Lomachenko, maybe not in his absolute prime, but he's still close enough to his prime. Devin Haney might not even be in his prime. He's still rising. Like I said, Devin Haney is kind of rising. Lomachenko is sort of on the decline. It's a perfect time for them to fight. Let the best man win. This would be for the legacy fight, chess match, undisputed, etc. But at the end of the day, once this fight is over, I still feel like, you know, if Devin Haney wins this fight, I still feel like Devin Haney would have to fight the Gervonta Tank Davis, unless Tank loses to Ryan Garcia, which I don't see happening. But he got to fight a Tank Davis, and to me, that'd be the end-all, be-all. Then you can talk after Devin Haney would beat Gervonta Tank Davis, like, what's the word, emphatically, or in a way that, you know, is undeniable. Then I'm like, Bill Haney can talk all this shit he wants to talk. I will never have no issue at all with nothing he got to say. But until then a lot of that shit is just talk. It's big talking and shit talking, and it's cool. But at the end of the day, man, let your son fist do the talking. But it's good promotional. I get it. I mean, I get it. And I don't mind some shit talking. But then at the same time, it's like, man, you're a Muslim. And then you try to talk about this positive parenting. And then you turn around and be on a low vibration, low frequency, talking like some regular street dude stuff. And it's like, man, I don't know. To me, it all just, sometimes it don't fit well. Because it's like, you know, make up your mind what you want to do. What you do. You do what you do, Bill Haney. I salute you. But, and the thing is, even if Devin Haney loses to Lomachenko, I hope that the boxing fans don't disrespect the loser. Even if Ryan Garcia, or even if Tank loses to Ryan Garcia, I hope the fans don't just turn on these guys after these losses. You know what I'm saying? You know, just be happy that these dudes is fighting. And if they win or lose like a man, respect them and salute them. So even if Devin Haney loses, which I still edge him for Lomachenko, but I can see him losing. But even if he loses, can we still respect him as a fighter and celebrate him as a fighter, and then keep pushing him into progressing into his career, and not just say, oh, he ain't shit because he got beat by Loma. Or Gervonta Tank Davis, I told you all this time that he was a fraud because he got beat by Ryan Garcia. Like, Ryan Garcia ain't got some fast punches, some strength, some knockout strength, some physical attribute. I mean, all these guys could beat each other at any moment in time. And we want to see them all mix it up and fight each other. So it shouldn't take just a loss. All of a sudden, since a person got a loss, now you got to, you know what I'm saying, throw dirt on top of his whole, you know what I'm saying, just act like his whole, I hate, that's why I don't fuck with somebody. I don't get on all these platforms and I don't listen to, that's why, you know, to me, that's why I got my own channel, my own thoughts, nocturnal thoughts. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments below. Subscribe to the channel, thumbs up, leave me a comment. Bow.